there's so much going on. Most people don't realize how much is on in Tulsa, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. But can you explain to everybody what roles exactly Tulsa Innovation Labs and Team 8 play in this collaboration together?
Sure, absolutely. So Tulsa Innovation Labs essentially provides the connections to the local ecosystem in Tulsa. So Tulsa has an ecosystem of enterprise organizations who are users of technology. They're users of cybersecurity technology, of drone technology, of other autonomous mobility technology. They have an ecosystem of investors in startups in the Tulsa area with Attendo Capital and others. And they have an ecosystem of technical experts at the University of Tulsa, at Oklahoma State University in Tulsa, and then further afield in Arkansas, in Northwest Arkansas, and throughout the state of Oklahoma. And as part of that, they are also helping to develop new talent through university programs and through economic development programs to recruit entrepreneurs and also startup and enterprise personnel to the Tulsa area. So that's what they bring to the table. What we supply in the partnership is a set of global connections to the enterprises in our ecosystem. We're quite a global company, and also a methodology that we use to help develop new companies in a particular area of expertise. And with Tulsa Innovation Labs, we're focusing on problems at the intersection of autonomous mobility, energy, and cybersecurity.
You know, Bob, so many people that follow us probably appreciate that the Mercatus Center out of George Mason University issued that report this year on states' drone readiness. And in our crowd, it was kind of a little bit of an upset when Oklahoma came out number one over North Dakota this past year. And I think so many people realize what the incredible Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma is doing there. Huge fan, love those guys. But most people don't realize what's going on up in Tulsa. And so I love the fact that you're here to tell us about this and how Team 8 is playing such a role. And there's a huge autonomy and cybersecurity focus in that area. So let's get back to Team 8 for a second and tell us, on your website, you talk about you have put together basically like a village, a network of these kind of cybersecurity related companies. Can you elaborate a little bit about what we're talking about here and what you're bringing kind of to the Tulsa area vis-a-vis your own network?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we talk about our village, we are talking about both a collection of companies and a collection of people. So we curate a set of conferences and a set of online interactions for about 350 chief information security officers of global enterprises. And these are enterprises in a cross section of the entire Global 2000. So there are transportation companies, there are banks, there are insurers, there are consumer packaged goods companies, there are telecommunications providers, there are luxury goods providers, food and beverage companies, law firms, and so on. and these are in some cases our investors. They are in some cases our partners in the development of new startups, and they are in some cases customers or prospective customers who come to us with an idea for a piece of security functionality or other enterprise technology functionality that they see as missing in the ecosystem and that they would like us to apply our expertise to building. But more than that, the village is a community where peers, CISOs, and other executives from member organizations can interact with one another under Chatham House rule with people that they see repeatedly and come to trust.
So we're talking companies from 20 different countries, if I recall correctly. Uh, Very big names that people would recognize, like Microsoft and AT&T and T and Cisco and even Walmart. But it's not just all of these big folks, like you said. It's so many other individuals as well as companies can plug in. So how do people and companies plug into the village if they want to become a part of it?
So we're always looking for new members to join the village, and this will usually start out with an outreach either from us to a chief information security officer of a company that we have identified that isn't currently in the village, or outreach to us from somebody who has heard from a colleague about one of our events or has a topic that they would like to discuss to us. And usually what we'll do is we'll start out by inviting them to one of our events, either our in-person summits, which we hold annually in Tel Aviv and have just started holding in New York, or one of our online, what we call Village Huddle events, which are shorter and more focused event for a single topic. And then normally the relationship will progress from there after people get an opportunity to experience the interactions in the village and the kind of content that we're able to bring to people.
So you kind of alluded to this, but just to be more specific, so what do they do when they become a part of it?
So one of the main things that we try to do with the village, I'm sure a lot of people in your audience have been to big cybersecurity conferences like RSA and other events. And there are a lot of great things about those events, CyberTech, Cyber Week, RSA, et cetera. You get to meet with lots of people. There are, vendor presentations about what's new. And there are lots of sessions on stage where experts are speaking to an audience. But the almost universal experience of those events is that everybody comes back from them and gets asked, well, what was the most valuable part of that event? And the answer that people always give is, oh, the hallway conversations were the most valuable part, right?
For sure.
and and so what we try to do is with the village is we try to make our events a conversation between the villagers, right? We convene the event and we do curate content from outside experts, which we try very hard to make sure is not salesy content, right? It is thought leadership and current events content from real experts in the field. But more than anything else, what we're really, really trying to do is we're trying to find out what is top of mind for the members of the village, who in the ecosystem has had experience dealing with a problem, who might be able to help their peers understand what works and what doesn't work in terms of dealing with it, and just give people enough space to breathe and to talk to each other in a relatively relaxed setting, and really have a conversation that is ongoing among the villagers